Jackson of the carry. And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through it. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. To throw, Kaiser. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Again, it's Mixon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Being chased out left. That is caught inside the 5. A good pickup there at 22.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll go to Blunt, try and pound it in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
2nd and goal from the 1. The toss play to Mixon. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him for a loss of 5. So a first-quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind, he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them, maybe occupy people and make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them.
And the pressure gets to him again. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They go play action. Kaiser. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown. By the Cowboys. Kai Forbath on for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Steps away to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Off the play fake, Kaiser. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 47-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now Kaiser to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down. Now it's Jackson. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or, even worse, an interception.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's third down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're...
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Robert Quinn in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Kaiser and the offense staying put. They're going for it. Fourth down, Kaiser. And this is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Zach Brown in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hardy. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Julio Jones, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, typically down to the first half. I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Kaiser to throw it this time. Over the middle, complete. It's Griffin. And he is leveled. Knocked down hard. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On first and 10, Kaiser. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A big gain of 31 on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. He will push his way down to about the 14. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Let's go.
They run again with Jackson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
On the run, this is Jackson. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. On the ground, this is Jackson. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There are certain drives in the game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
Kaiser on 4th down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Touchdown, New Orleans. Jeremy Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. A bit of a surprise. They're going for it with 2 ticks remaining. No sign of the field goal unit. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Now, you folks don't know what you're missing. Missing Larry Ridley. Ready to get back, though, to this Week 2 matchup. Let's get to it. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. He's going to launch this thing. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Defense showing blitz. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And Brate, the tight end's got it. No gain, and it's second down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
Let's go.
And some space here. 20. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Here we go.
Now they try the right side here. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Kaiser. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Shaq Lawson in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Here's Roethlisberger. Jones has it. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere, losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Dumps it off to Mixon. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hurry up, let's go. Easy, easy.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. Open man is Stewart. It's complete. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Here's a run with Mixon, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Cowboys add on. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Flex route.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Here we go.
Now a handoff looking right. And fights through one man. He finds an opening past the 40. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Here we go.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On 3rd down, that's Jackson. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsauer? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us.
Stretch. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. 85 yards. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
On 3rd down, it's Jackson. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's Marquette King now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. This is brought in at the 21. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Easy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play.
For me, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times because you have your assignments to block, but if you can see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball.
Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.